And welcome back to the Georgia Only Challenge. And before we get going here, again, just want to note, as I did in the last episode that came out, or last video that came out, I'm recording this while still a little under the weather, so if I sound strange, my apologies. Hopefully by the next video that is out tomorrow, hopefully I sound a little bit better. But there's a couple things I want to do before we get started watching some of these games. And that is try to improve the team where it is possible. And I think there's two positions that we could do that on. And despite us actually having a higher overall on defense, I think it is our defense that we need to work a little bit on. And as a little bit of a reminder, this is the class that we have to work with. We have a tight end projected around 2 to 3. We may not need a tight end, considering we had just drafted Carl Glenn, the receiver that we turned into a tight end. There is a right guard, Damian Logan, again projected around 2 to 3, and that is someone who we could potentially go after. It could maybe even start. Some of our interior linemen are getting on the older side. The top guys we actually are definitely wanting to take further looks at and hopefully end up being good is the left ends. There's Rod Hunter and Glenn Gallery, the top 5 and a round 1 projected. Now, when I take a brief look at them, for Rod Hunter, I see block shedding of a C, finesse moves B, power moves C. I don't see a top 5 there. I'm assuming he'll probably go down to a 1 to 2, at least in talent. Now, Glenn Gallery, I think, is better, actually. Again, just from a far out view of it, because he has A, block shedding, and B, power moves. I think, again, that would be really good for us on the interior. Do we need help on the interior? Maybe not. We brought in Wyatt this offseason, so hopefully that spot could be locked down. We could always still draft it and have an opportunity to get better at that spot. There is a round 2 to 3 projected cornerback, and corners are always kind of iffy. He has C, man and press, D, zone, so I wouldn't imagine he would be in the starting 3, maybe 4th or 5th. Everyone else is potential undrafted. So we definitely can use some of our draft picks to make some trades. I think anything from a potential 3 down, for sure 4 down, but maybe the 3 as well. Just because some of these guys I don't think would make big impacts, like someone who we could end up trading for. Like Jarrett Craig, like I said, maybe a 4th or 5th string. Potentially could be higher, but I think about a 4th or a 5th string. The right guard could start, so that's something to keep an eye out on. But a second round, if we have to use it on him, that's fine by me. Use the first round picks because we do have 2 for potentially 2 edge guys, or one's more of an edge, one's more of an inside. And then the tight end we may not actually need. So our draft picks are flexible at least. So how about some trades? And the first position I want to address is interior linebacker with Quay Walker. He's only in his 2nd year. We had the opportunity to address this position in the offseason. We ended up going in a different way. But Quay Walker would have, I think, the best block shedding that we would have at the linebacker position, also being the highest overall, one higher than Nakobe Dean. He has decent awareness, has at least zone coverage at a 70. Man coverage isn't fantastic, but it's not bad. Injury rating's pretty good. So I think this would be a good spot for us to go to. We've had problems with our inside linebackers in coverage. We made a change. Tate Crowder kind of got pushed down. We brought in Monty Rice, and he played well. But he's also a much lower overall. I want to say he's a 69 overall, maybe now a 70. So Quay Walker would be a big upgrade in terms of overall. And he's also a year younger. And if we ask what they would want for him, they just want a 3rd round pick. And I think, like I said, we could be flexible with that 3rd round pick, use the 1st round picks for some edge rush, and then that 2nd round pick for an offensive lineman. And then from there, we could kind of just trade away the rest. So I think this would be a really good opportunity here to improve at a spot that has shown to not be very good. So we will send that 3rd round pick, and we'll be bringing in Quay Walker. The second area I want to address is also a linebacker spot, but more of an edge rush for us. And Despite how well he has been playing, and he has been playing well, Leonard Floyd is 30 years old. He's not going to get much better. If anything, he's really just going to start to regress. Azeez Ojulari is 7 years younger and the same overall. And if we compare these two, technically, Ojulari has better speed, has better acceleration, a little less agility, better change of direction, better strength, less awareness, but not by much. Same for play rec. Tackling, again, a little bit less, but not by much. Hit power is higher. Block shedding is going to be a little bit lower, but playing on the edge shouldn't matter as much. Has a little bit higher power moves and a little bit higher finesse moves. So if Leonard Floyd has been playing as well as he has been, there is no reason to think that Ojulari shouldn't play just as well as what we've seen Floyd play at. So if we try to make a trade and bring in Ojulari, they do want, for some reason, more than what the other team wanted for Quay. And that is a round 2 and a round 4. I don't want to send away the round 2, so I think a custom offer would work out best here. However, this is as close as I could get it, and I think this is as much as I would be willing to send to them for Ojulari. Basically, a player for a player, as well as them getting a 4th and a 5th, and it's next year's. The 3rd round pick that we sent wasn't our current 3rd round pick, it was next year's 3rd round pick, and I forgot we don't actually have a 2nd round pick in this next draft, so maybe we end up sending some players if we can to get back into that 2nd round. We'll see how the draft board ends up looking when we get closer to it, but for now, it does look like the only addition we're going to be making is Quay Walker. But that is still a really good addition to bring in. Like I said, he would be our highest overall interior linebacker, just one over Nakobe Dean, but that now gives us some flexibility in the linebacking group. And maybe what we end up doing, does Tay Crowder have the option to go to the practice squad? Maybe if we release someone from the practice squad, because I'd like to keep these linebackers here. And with a spot available on the practice squad, Tay Crowder can't go there, I'm assuming, because he's in his 4th year. So Channing Tindall, who plays a very similar style, he can get moved to the practice squad, so that is where he will go. And now with all the roster adjustments done, we're at week 8, and I want to get through at least the 3rd quarter of the season, see where we're sitting, if we still have a shot at making the playoffs. Last episode, we were 1st in the division for about a game. Then we lost the last one against, I think it was the Bucks game that we lost, and that ended up catapulting the Saints and the Bucks above us. Just a 1-game difference. So if we could get some win streaks going, we still have a chance at making the playoffs by winning our own division. Now, we don't have any division games until week 11, but I do want to jump in here to the Houston game, as we're pretty similar, at least in wins, losses. They're 4-2, we're 3-4. Just a little bit of a difference. They're not a super high-powered team either. So let's jump in, and we'll see if the defense plays better with a new middle linebacker.
I don't take sh- I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough, you wanna hate this, I'll go show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh- I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh- I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be.
And we'll be starting on defense. One thing to note, Jordan Davis is injured. He is out this game as well as the next. So Gotsis will be playing a bit more on the interior as Wyatt gets the stop there. Gain of 5 to Juszczyk. And do they have Mills at quarterback? Because that would be funny. Although it's definitely not Mills. I just can't remember who it is that they actually have. Jones gets a gain of 6 on the pass. And I'll bring up 1st and 10. Will be a handoff here. Another run for Juszczyk. A short run, only a gain of 1. But yeah, so Gotsis will be playing a little bit more on the interior to help fill out the roster. We did end up bringing back Jeremiah Atachu just for depth purposes. And was that Walker? Yeah, Walker was in on the stop as well as Dean. Walker will be wearing number 50 with us. 3rd and 8, 3 to the top. Jones will toss it to his tight end, who's close, and that stretch should have it. Indeed, he does. And that is Noah Fant, the tight end, as they come out under center in a tight formation here. Going to motion over the receiver, fake the jet sweep, handoff down the middle, and a decent gain. And some decent pursuit as well for Chandon Sullivan. Be a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Empty look here. Jones in the backfield, take the snap. Pass across the middle, caught. And a nice little cut there will get by Walker, but not a whole lot extra for Juszczyk. But as they get to about the 40, they've had a solid drive so far. That's probably the best play on defense there. Only a gain of 2. And I believe that's a drafted running back. Be 2nd and 8. Jones takes a snap, pass across the middle, caught. And that is one of the reasons that we try to improve the inside of our defense, because too many of those medium inside passes have been too wide open. Smith gets the first down there as they get down to the 26. Another pass to Jones here will find Fant to the top, and another first down. It's been a consistent, well-called first drive so far here for the Texans. Wearing the red helmets. They look a little bit better than I think when they first brought them to last gen. They were just pretty much a cherry red helmet. Now they look a little bit closer to that battle red, and another first down. Heck of a second effort there from Juszczyk. Got to do a little bit cleaner on the tackles here. 1st and goal at the 4. Another shotgun look here. Jones, quick toss, Fant, touchdown. That was a bit too easy. Defense has to play better than that if we're going to find ourselves in the playoffs at all. Let's see if our offense, though, can keep us in this. Defense needs to step up, but hopefully we have a lot of different guys on offense who can help get the job done. We just need to see them do it. Isaiah McKenzie on first down, maybe about a yard. We'll follow that up by going empty set, 2 to the top, a bunch to the bottom. Hot route maybe called there by Matthew Stafford. Will go to the tight end, across, and about maybe another gain of 3. Well, actually mark it only a gain of 2, so 3rd and 7. Same formation, just flipped. Be a pass across the middle, caught. Isaiah McKenzie first down to about the 45. Just trying to run some simple plays here today that are quick. They have Nick Bosa on defense, so we don't want Matthew Stafford sitting back there for too long. Pass drop there for James Cook. Bring up 2nd and 10, trips up top, maybe one off to the bottom. Maybe, maybe not, not sure. Will be a draw this time, and nice broken tackle there. We'll get forward for a gain of 4. That was the first running call of the day. And of course, in the last episode, despite the loss in the last game, James Cook did, however, get a star dev. And there's a wide open receiver who drops it after the safety came over. We'll have to punt this one away. That shouldn't have been dropped. Well, now both sides definitely have things to clean up. Be an under center tight formation here for Jones. Stretch up top to Juszczyk, who's fighting forward. We'll get 2. Well, he's done a pretty good job at the running back spot. I don't know if they just don't have a very high overall actual running back or what, but there's a nice stop in the backfield. Nakobe Dean for a loss of 1. We'll force a 3rd and 9. I'm assuming trips to the bottom. Their tight end, Fant, just off the top. And they go to Juszczyk, who will barely have enough space by Dean. Just didn't react quick enough, and he gets them the first down. I feel like our defense should be playing a little bit better than they are. I can understand up front us being a little slow, which we are, but everywhere else I feel like we're pretty decent. But another catch there across the middle. Gets them close to midfield, 2 yards shy. Mack with another throw here to the top. Caught Fant. Lewisine can't get the tackle. Finally brought down by Campbell at the 37. Mac Jones 10 of 10 on the day. Haven't forced a single incompletion. We're close to halfway through the second quarter. So my phone went off. Apologize for that. Fant, another gain of 5. 11 of 11 for 111 yards and 1 touchdown. Talk about a stat sheet there for you. 2nd and 5. Will be a pass once again. Maybe. Pass rush will get there eventually. That's actually a forced fumble scooped up by Carter. Number 29 was who got back there, and I couldn't even tell you who that is. Maybe the backup edge rusher, Jordan Jenkins, I believe. I think that's actually who it was. Backup comes in. Yeah, that's exactly who it was. Not a bad time to come in and make your first big play. He was injured the entire first year or so, or first season. So we really haven't got to see him play very much, and Cook really wanted the hurdle there, and he got it. Although he could have had a lot more yards if he just stuck to the top. Instead, 2nd and 2 after the gain of 8. Stafford under center will take the snap, hand it off. James Cook fighting through a defender. He's looking good. If we could just clean up some of that ball carrier vision, he'd be a solid guy. Of course, there are some other running backs in the league from Georgia who we could potentially bring in at one point or at some point, but I definitely wanted to give it a good go here with James Cook, and he's been solid so far this season. Another gain of 5 there as it looks like Jerick McKinnon checks in. Another run, no play action, get rid of the ball. Deep downfield and knocked away. Great job there by the defender, but at some point you just got to hope one of these receivers makes the play. Empty set here for 3rd and 5. Had a bunch to the top. They go across the middle, and the rookie can't hold on to it. And I tried to get in here before the kick because I wanted to go for it, but instead field goal unit is out there kicking about a 37, making a 47-yarder. This one is up, down the middle. Well, at least get some points on the board. And at least we're able to capitalize a little bit off the turnover, getting at least the field goal, 7-3. We'll like to see a touchdown, a nice read option. Mac Jones get about a gain of 3. Thought that was actually only going to be a gain of 1, but they get a few more yards than expected. 2nd and 7, an empty set. We'll go once again to Fant with the first down up to about the 40. Still perfect on the day, 12 of 12. And I think they've maybe only ran the ball 3 times. They've gotten the ball to Juszczyk a couple different ways, running and passing. And there's the 2-minute warning already. 7-3, and I wouldn't say we're looking too great so far today. Offense extremely slow. Defense at least made 1 splash play. 2nd and 2, easy catch across the middle. You got to have tighter coverage than that. Especially since our inside linebackers actually have a good bit of speed on them too. Obviously, Smith is a extremely fast guy, but still expect something. And there's the first incompletion. Pass knocked out of the hands of the receiver by Lewis Seen. At least that's the name that popped up at the top. Thought it was a corner, but they say Seen. Another first down, this time to Myers. That'll get him close to the red zone, 6 yards away. With about a minute left on the clock is Juszczyk. Motion to the top. Mac Jones. There's the snap. Quick toss, and that one's directly to Lewis Seen. I don't know what Jones was thinking, but Lewis is gone. Taking this one to the house at the 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. That time I didn't mess up the number order. Lewis Seen gets the INT and the pick 6. So that'll put us up 3. Let's see if this defense can keep them off the board prior to half. So far, not doing much. 3 yards. Defense actually gets the stop. They punt it away with 24 seconds. And we have 2 timeouts. We're obviously going to need some chunk plays. Let's see if we can find them. McKenzie to the outside looks intriguing as he goes on a corner route. And they cover that pretty well. But how about a wide open Jerick McKinnon, who can't hold on to the catch, because once again I say wide open and the DBs crash on it as soon as the ball gets there. I mean, they're playing very well. Just like one of those plays to go our way. How about Hardman with a nice release to the outside, caught at about the 40. No one is going to catch him. That's about a 10-yard gap as we do tack on another touchdown before half. Nice. It's just pure speed, really. He did a great job to get the release early, but then it was pure speed to the house. And what makes that score even better is we start with the ball to start the second half. So even a better opportunity here to really try to widen our lead. We hook up with the tight end, I believe. No. It is a tight end, just not the number 1 tight end. That was McKitty with the catch, gain of 7. Our number 2, kind of number 3 tight end. that tight end spot is just a rotation. But a really good run there from James Cook. Hard to bring down there, but eventually is brought down at the 43. Carl Glenn definitely our #1 tight end at this point, but Warner and McKitty, they'll kind of rotate a little bit with that second tight end spot, play the hot hand there. Pass to the top and about 3 yards to number 3. Actually, apparently 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Another heavy tight end set, both from to the bottom. Will be a play action. Got to get rid of it, and we do. Great job there from Stafford. Bosa coming in hot, but he finds Hardman for a chunk to the 28. And that's just the kind of play we're going to need to see from this team throughout. Stafford is getting not only on the older side, again, a great run here from James Cook, but he is going to definitely start regressing pretty soon, down to a 73. So unless we could get a quarterback in, obviously not in this draft class, but the next one, we're really going to need to either win this thing quickly and, oh, come on, you got to give me that touchdown with James. Either way, a fantastic run. Hope he's back there to cap it off as we go goal line. Will be a toss, and it's not him back there, and it's not going to be a gain of anything. Instead, a loss of 5 yards to Sony Michel. But as I was trying to say, yeah, we're going to need to win this thing quickly or get a good quarterback in this next draft class, and hopefully Stafford doesn't retire or regress too much. But there is an easy pitch and catch to Isaiah McKenzie in the end zone to help widen this lead on the Texans. Extra point PAT would make it 24-7. Well, let's jump on in here, do a little bit of some quicker sims, and 25 yards off the bat to Hughes check. Okay. 5-yard rush by Mack. 3-yard rush, Hughes check, 3rd and 2. Knocked away by Lewis Sean. Do they go for it? They do, and they convert to Devontae Smith. 1st and 10, we'll lose 2 yards. Probably a receiver screen that didn't go for much. Fant will get 5. 3rd and 7, incomplete pass. What do they do? 4th and 7, a field goal to make it a 2-score game. What about our offense? Can we start milking the clock a little bit here? 5 yards, James Cook, followed by only a yard. 3rd and 3, knocked away. So our offense doesn't get very far before we have to punt. What about them answering back? 2-score game. Can they make it a 1-score game? Noah Fant, 16 yards. 7 more to Devontae Smith as we start the 4th quarter. 1st and 10, and there are, how did they go from about midfield all the way down here? I feel like we missed a play. Either way, 2nd and 1 makes it a 1st and goal with the run from Hughes check. 3 yards there. 2nd and goal, touchdown to Hughes check. They do make it a 1-score game. All right, so the 3rd quarter wasn't great for us. Hopefully, we could have a better 4th quarter. 1st and 10, I was reading the score, and I was going to say 2nd and 4 instead of 24-17. Another good run there from Cook, who's averaging 7.8 yards a rush. Really good game. His first game having that star dev as well. Be a run down the middle. He'll get the 1st down through Bosa, who is down on the ground, clutching at that shoulder area. Hopefully that ends up not being a serious injury. Always hate injuries, especially with what we saw in the NFL not too far ago, long ago. Long ago is better. And there's another injury, this time James Cook. So that could be big for our offense. He's been a workhorse for us. 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. Stafford sitting back will throw an interception. And I'm sure the flag is going to be a holding. And indeed it is on the rookie, so just an all-around awful play. That gives the Texans the ball in plus territory starting at the 35 to tie the game with a little over 6 minutes left. Mack chilling, will throw it away. 2nd and 10 under center. 2 tight ends to the bottom, 2 receivers up top. One of them going to go in motion. Fake the jet sweep, hand it off to Hughes check, who will get forward for 4 yards. Whistle a little late there, but I guess that'll lose him a yard because they say 3rd and 7. And so far, haven't seen any big splash play yet from Quay Walker. Only a 78, so don't expect anything massive, but still something. Pass rush hitting home is Wyatt. Also had Carter back there. But that is a huge sack. Backs them up to the 46. And they're going to have to punt this one away. Or not. They will attempt about a 63-yard field goal attempt. And that one is up. Has plenty of distance. What the hell? Butker, can he hit like a 70-yard field goal? Because that's what that would have been to just barely get over the bar. Well, we have to make sure that this game somehow doesn't end up going down to a field goal, because we know they can now hit from further than a distance. Jerick McKinnon with the rush here, which probably means that it's at least a game-ending injury for Cook. Hopefully nothing too big. Looks like we're going to make an audible here. Have two tight ends on the bottom, two receivers up top. Be another run. Jerick down the middle and a great run. Good patient just read there. Let it develop. Get the first down. That's all we need. I wish we were actually milking the clock a little bit more, but at least first downs will help with that. Be another run to the top here for Jerick, who can't get by the first defender. Carl Glenn still needs to work a little bit on the blocking, but considering he was a receiver, that wasn't too awful. 1st and 10, shotgun look. Two receivers to the bottom. Will be another handoff to Jerick, who will find at least a little bit of room, break a couple tackles, and get close to the first down, stumbling down a yard shy. 3rd and 1, and they still have Jerick back there. I would have expected Sony Michel would check in. But this is a down where we need the first. Will be a pass. We had a guy open across the middle, and we eventually do find him. Mecole Hardman with the first, as we maybe have one more play before the 2-minute warning. They don't have to snap it, but I imagine they will. Be a tight under center formation here for Stafford. And he will snap the ball with about a second to spare before the 2-minute warning. And a nice run again from Jerick. About 12 yards. And that is the last free stop of time for the Texans. 1st and goal. 3 timeouts remain for the Texans, so they can definitely still stop it. They'll start calling their timeouts as expected. And a first down just might seal it. Another 2 tight end formation up top. 2 receivers to the bottom. Be another stretch to the top. And not a whole lot of open space. Good job from the defense. 2nd timeout called. 3rd and 6. A first down would definitely help us out. Will be a pass here from Stafford. Across the middle to the outside, and just an errant throw. I do not plan on actually running the play here. Just want to have the hard count. See if I can get them to jump. And instead it looks like McKinney will jump, will back up 5, kick the field goal. So we'll send out Young-Ho Koo. It'll be a 55-yard field goal to make it a touchdown game. Snap back, kick is up, and that is well short. How could Young-Ho Koo not hit a 55-yarder when they just hit a 63-yarder? And honestly, that didn't even look like it would be good if it was a 50-yarder. Really disappointing there. 1st and 10 as the Texans take over. A touchdown puts them up by a field goal. They'll go with Juszczyk, who stays inbounds, gets the first. That clock will roll. They have 1 timeout left. Be another pass here. Probably expect passes throughout. Cross the middle, wide open to Noah Fant. Why do we not have a single guy on him? I mean, within like at least 5 yards, there was no one. 1st and 10. Pass rush coming in, and will throw away. There was a receiver in the general area, so no intentional grounding because it was inside the pocket. Same formation here at the 19. Pass rush coming in once again. Gotsis gets there, but the ball will find its way to Juszczyk for a gain of nothing. 30 seconds. 3rd and 10. Pass to the bottom. Caught. Quick tackle at about the 15. They have 1 timeout, and now they will use it. 15 seconds left at the 15. Slightly in front of it. 4th and 6. Pass to the top, and that one's intercepted to seal the game. Chandon Sullivan might be taking this one back to the house just to pad the stats. But that is the 2nd pick 6 and a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, the Georgia-only squad. We'll get one back. We'll see how the other games turned out. Maybe we'll be back on top of our own division. Fingers crossed, hopefully. And despite that win, we still stay third in the division. Looks like the Bucs had their bye in week 8, so we still sit behind them because we lost to them. They have less losses, even though we have the same amount of wins. The Saints did win. We'll be playing against them come week 11, and I do want to watch that game. So these next 2 games, we will go ahead and sim, even though it looks like we do have a breakout opportunity here for our DB. And it's about Lewis Cine, who did have one of the pick sixes. So he will need to get 2 interceptions, forced fumbles, tackles for a loss, or sacks, or the team in general hold the Jets to 150 passing yards or less. And against the Jets, we come up 8 points short of at least tying it, 28-20. And it looked like they just played much better throughout the game. We were a little bit hit or miss. So we take a look at the player stats here. Stafford, I mean, a lot of yards, kind of. 280, not bad, but no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 5 times, completed 61% of his passes. Rushing department, solid day. James Cook averaged about 5 yards a carry, had a touchdown. It also looked like Jerick McKinnon had a rushing touchdown, although the rushing between the other guys, Stafford and McKinnon, not great. Receiving game, 81 yards for McKenzie, 63 for Hardman, 55 for Pickens. McKinnon was actually getting a fair bit of attempts out there, but just no touchdowns. Lewis Cine led us in tackles with 9, but I don't see any sort of sacks, tackles for losses, or interceptions. Did he force any fumbles? No. So he had a good game, had a lot of tackles, but unless we kept him to 150 yards passing, then it doesn't look like he's going to be getting his stats. So if we take a look at the Jets passing, yeah, they definitely were over the 150. So doesn't look like Lewis Cine is going to be getting that dev boost, which I think would have been up to a superstar, I think, with the 2. Maybe it would have been just star. And to confirm, Lewis Cine had a pretty quiet game out there. Not really. He still had 9 tackles. He led the team in tackles, just wasn't the stats that the game wanted. In addition, it also puts us 2 games under the Saints. So we would need a win in this Dallas game, which we will sim. They're 1-7. Granted, the Jets were 2-6. But we will sim this Dallas game, and hopefully we get a win here. Then if we beat the Saints in the next game, then we should possibly see ourselves on top of the division. Fingers crossed. And we do get the win against the Dallas Cowboys, and fairly handedly too, 28-13. We scored throughout the game, and we only gave up points in the 2nd and 4th quarter. If we take a look at the players' stats, Matthew Stafford had a pretty good game. 311 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 4 times, and completed 81% of his passes. The running game, not as great of a day for James Cook, only 3.8 yards running, but he did still get a touchdown. Receiving game, 1 touchdown, just shy of 100 yards for Isaiah McKenzie, 2 touchdowns for Pickens. The rest kind of just spread out. The rookie tight end had 36 yards on 4 catches, which is actually pretty close to what James Cook had, as well as Jerick McKinnon. And defensively, our 2 inside linebackers led the team in tackles, both with 7. Only 3 tackles for a loss, 1 for Dean Davis, who is back in this game, and Adam Gotsis. We had 4 sacks, though, 1 for Dean, 1 for Davis, 1 for Walker, and then 1 for Leonard Floyd. And Younghoe Koo missed another field goal. Okay, does it tell us what it might have been? How long of a field goal it might have been? Attempted for 50 or more yards, so I'm assuming that he just can't hit a field goal for more than 50 yards despite having actually really good kick power, which is strange. But that leaves us here in the Saints week. Did they happen to win last week? They did not. They lost their last game, so they're now 6-4, which means that if we win this game, We would go 6-5. They would be 6-5. So then we should be in front of them. If my math helps, if my math does me justice there, which I'm pretty sure it does. Again, slightly sick brain thinking. But that should help us out. And then if the Bucks also lose, we should be top. Either way, we win this game, we should be jumping the Saints. So let's try to beat the Saints. And once again, we'll be starting on defense. We have a healthy roster against a team that I think we played pretty well against in the past. Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, so we'll need to make sure we contain him as ETN Jr. goes for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11, under center goes Hurts, who is a superstar in this. I don't remember if he was at the start or if that's just gone up. Can't quite remember. 2nd and 11, there will be a play action. Hurts goes to the top, goes to ETN, who will get about 2, maybe 3. Actually, apparently 4. And I think it should be a rule that the Saints can only wear their black helmet if they're wearing at least their black top. It was so weird when they debuted. Great pass breakup there by Lewis Seen. Yeah, I just thought it was strange when they debuted the helmets this last season while they were away. I felt like it just looks better when they're wearing all black. But 4th and 7, we'll punt it away. Fair caught at about the 27, where our offense will take over. And despite being probably one of the lower overalls of at least okay to good starting quarterbacks we've had in these series, Matthew Stafford has been really solid and has played the true field general role. So there is a flag. And that'll take away a good first play. David Andrews holds. So instead of a first down catch, I believe it was to Pickens, instead we have a 1st and 20. Shotgun set, 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top, as well as our tight end. Be a good game, Mecole Hardman. Get us 13 yards, 2nd and 7. And with us only being in, oh, now I can't remember. Was it week 12? Week 11. Week 11. Mecole Hardman only needs 300 more yards until he's over 1,000. Nice first down catch there from Pickens. And I feel like he doesn't see the ball a whole lot. Maybe we could try to get the ball his way a little bit more, as he is one of our higher and younger overall, or at least higher overall and younger receivers. That's a better way. Going for a deep shot here. Mecole Hardman with the stretch and the catch. Wow. I for sure thought that was going to be knocked away. But a heck of a grab and a heck of a way to take your first lead in a game. And we'll see what the Saints can do. In the first play, knocked away by Thomas, one of the backup safeties. Not quite sure why he was out there, but Thomas comes back, gets them the first down, gain of 14. 2nd and 10, 4-yard rush ETN. 3rd and 6, a sack by Lorenzo Carter. Should force a punt, and indeed it does. How do we answer? A 2-yard rush from Matthew Stafford. Interesting. A sack by Jeffrey Simmons. 3rd and 11, and we throw that one away. So not much there on the second drive, but a penalty on Matthew Adams. Does that keep our drive going? No. But somehow they have the ball at midfield to start the drive. Interesting. Thomas, 7 yards, gets them inside the 40. 21 more yards inside the 20. Inside the red zone, I should say, as they get close to the 10. 2nd and 3. First down with a 5-yard grab. 1st and goal, touchdown to Julio Jones, who is also injured on the play. Well, so far, pretty interesting first quarter as we start our 3rd possession here. Bunch to the bottom, 1 up top. Matthew with the toss to the bottom for Cook, who will get by the first defender and maybe get about 2 after. We'll bring up 2nd and 8. 1 lone receiver up top is Mecole Hardman. 2 to the bottom. Will be a play action pass here for Stafford, who needs to get rid of it, and will find Cook for about a gain of maybe 2 or 3. I think it was 2nd and 8, so gain of 3. 3rd and 5, bunch to the top. Will be a pass here from Stafford, who dumps it off, and not going to get much. 2 yards, but we're going to have to punt this one away. And the Saints will start off the second quarter on offense. 2 receivers up top as they come out with a weak eye. Hurts. Hand the ball off, no play action, and there is Wyatt around the corner and laying down on Hurts. Luckily, there is no flag for that in Madden. But it is a scary sight to see a guy that big get around the corner that quickly. 2nd and 19. It'll be a pass here from Hurts, who's scrambling around again, and there is Jordan Davis as well as Wyatt. Although Wyatt definitely stealing half a sack there from Davis, who is back, and I want to say that's probably the best play we've seen him have this series. Traded for him about halfway through season 1, and you know, he did decent and like kind of stopping up the blockers, but we never saw him make any big plays. We get the stop here on 3rd and 30, and they'll have to punt away on 4th and 23. And taking over at the 45. Let's see if our offense can grab the lead again. Coming out with a heavy tight end set, going to stretch to the bottom, follow our blocks, but just follow them a little too much. Maybe, you know, don't sit in their pocket. And not a great job running so far today, as Cook has a total of -1 yards. So need to get him going a little bit more as this game moves along. There's Pickens, short gain, 7 yards. I guess you could say that's a short game, close to a medium-ish. I don't know, what's the breakdown? Either way, 3rd and 4, be a short, quick pass across the middle, caught Pickens once again. This time caught around 40. But about just as bad as the running game has been, the opposite for the passing. Only one incomplete pass so far for Stafford as we get another pass, 1st down to Mecole Hardman. And pretty much the game plan every week with Stafford is pretty simple. Short, simple, quick passes. That's what we're looking for as we go with a stretch to the top and another loss of yards. 3 rushes, -3 yards. The offensive line has to get Cook going. We need a balanced attack. 2nd and 12, be a quick pass, caught Mecole Hardman, 1st down. Those quick passes working in our favor as we come out empty set, bunch to the bottom, 2 up top. Stafford takes the snap, has a guy cross the middle, but he waits and will go to the corner where there is no catch at all, and Atlanta is challenging. Why would we challenge anything there? There was no catch at all. He didn't have a single foot in bounds, nor did he actually catch the ball. Well, that's a pretty easy waste of a timeout. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers either side. Cook in the backfield next to Stafford, who will get the handoff, cut downfield, and will get forward, still fighting. And now he has a positive 5 yards. And on top of that, he makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 2. Empty set, should be a quick pass. Indeed it is, and there's Mecole Hardman, but he drops it. And it's pretty early on in this game still, at least in the first half, tied game. Hard count, no one jumps. Handed off, Cook with plenty of blocking. Easy little scamper into the end zone, and we'll take a touchdown lead. I was just wanting to get at least a 1st down. You give me blocking like that, we got to capitalize off of it. And with about 2.5 minutes before halftime, Allen Lazard gets a gain of 11. 6 more yards ETN as we hit the 2-minute warning, and there is an interception, I'm assuming. And Pickens has a 15-yard grab, and we're about at the 10-yard line. And yeah, we did have an interception. If you look at the view all play history, 2nd one down, interception by Chandon Sullivan for 30 yards. So that is 2 back-to-back games watched where we've had an interception by Chandon Sullivan. So looks like he's progressing well. About 1 minute, 15 seconds left. Stafford sitting in the pocket, needs to get rid of it, and will do just in time. 10 of 14 for 144 yards and a touchdown. And that's prior to what could possibly be another touchdown here. With an empty look, Stafford sitting in the pocket, needs to get rid of it again, and through the back of the end zone. So 3rd and 10. Trips to the bottom, tight end just off the line to the top. Cook in the backfield. Stafford, shotgun, take the snap, play action, throw, caught, touchdown. He did get both feet in, this time finding Mecole Hardman. And hopefully we don't challenge it for a dumb reason. But we aren't the one challenging. Instead, it is the booth who's going to challenge that catch. And I'm going to need a second look at it because I wasn't sure if he got both feet in. He definitely, yeah, he got the first one down when he first caught it. Left foot down there, right foot down inbounds. Has possession. That's a touchdown. Simple as that. And let's go with a quicker sim here as we try to get on into the second half with a 21-7 lead. ETN 1 yard, 6 yards Jalen Hurts. Incomplete pass, so do they punt this one away? They do. We have 15 seconds left. What do we do? Just kneel it out, hand it off to Cook, heading through halftime. And let's keep it going here to start the second half. They kick it to us, so we'll start on offense. 2 yards for Cook. 2nd and 8, throw away. 3rd and 8, only 6 yards. Safe bet to punt this one away. Probably sim through most of the third quarter here. Penalty on 1st down, making it 1st and 20. 4-yard gain, followed by 9. 3rd and 7. Double that for Lazard. 1st down. Nothing on 1st down here, though. 7 yards to follow. 3rd and 3. 13 yards, ETN. 10 more to Irv Smith. 5 to ETN as they get inside the red zone, and touchdown to Michael Thomas. Well, hopefully we can answer back pretty quickly as they make it a 1-score game, 21-14. We start with another 2-yard rush here from Cook. 4-yard rush, 3rd and 3. And he converts with a catch this time. 1st and 10, we lose 2. Maybe get the ball to some other people here. Throw away, 3rd and 12. 28 yards to Isaiah McKenzie. Crossing midfield inside the 35 with a 5-yard rush from Cook. 4 more, gets us inside the 30. 1st down to Mecole Hardman. Gain of 10 inside the red zone. 10 more yards to McKenzie, and touchdown to Mecole Hardman. So with 41 seconds left in the third quarter, we'll jump in here. 28-14, 2-score advantage for us. Hurts in the backfield to take the snap. We tried to send a blitz, but it picked up very well as he finds number 11. Is that Lazard? No, Julio Jones. Forgot he was on the team. I feel like Alan Lazard wears a lot of different numbers in these series. 1st and 10, we hand off ETN down the middle. Nice move there to get by Walker and get the 1st down as well. And also sends us on into the 4th quarter, where they'll have a 1st and 10 just past midfield at the 49. Hurts taking a step back here. Pass across the middle, caught. That's going to be Julio Jones, who will fight forward and get another 1st down. With that first, have a bunch, actually a stack more or less up top. And that pass thrown off the back of an offensive lineman's head? Maybe it bounced off of Floyd's head. Either way, falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. Tight shotgun formation. Be another pass here from Hurts. And a quick rush from Wyatt, who's just been amazing today. 2.5 sacks for the man. Forcing a 3rd and 16. Trips up top. One guy just off the bottom here. Will be a pass across the middle and almost intercepted by Quay Walker. Quay Walker? Quay Walker, not Quan. Close. But they'll go for it here on 4th and 16. That stack again up top, 2 to the bottom. Maybe it might have been actually 3 to the bottom. They'll go all the way up top. And a great pass from Hurts. But the receiver can't hold on. Stokes knocks it free. And that's a turnover on downs. So with about a little under 7 minutes left in the game, I would love to start chewing some clock here. Be a short pass. That's Glenn with the catch. Gain of 5. Stafford 18 of 25 on the day, so not awful. Could maybe be a little bit better, but not awful. Be a stretch to the bottom this time. Got to cut in. You had a wide open gap. You got to hit it. 13 rushes for 37 yards. Not too good, though. 3rd and 5, double A gap look here for the Saints. Hard count, no one jumps. Stafford will throw across the middle. Caught, 1st down. There's the rookie tight end once again. Haven't seen him have really any huge plays, but he's been solid. Especially on the short, quick passes, he's been really good. Cook stays on his feet, gets the 1st down, and stays in bounds. Heck of a play. But this is, so far, going to knock on wood before I say this, the exact kind of play we need to see from Stafford. And hopefully he can maintain it throughout the rest of this season. Hopefully we make it to the playoffs. Win a Super Bowl, that would be nice. Otherwise, I'm very much worried he's going to retire after this season. If that does end up happening, he retires, we're still going. We only would have Jake Fromm available as any Georgia quarterback. And obviously you can't just have one quarterback. So what I would do is take the lowest overall quarterback and rename him to some quarterback that played at Georgia. But either way, let's hope we get a Super Bowl before then. Nice rush there from Cook, gets us down to the 2. And an empty set on 2nd and goal. Be 2 up top, 3 to the bottom. Stafford takes the snap. I was really kind of hoping for a quarterback draw there, but a wide open James Cook. Not a single defender within about 20 yards, it seemed like. And Hurts is pissed. And with a nice 21-point lead, 22 yards here for Michael Thomas, we go to a little bit of the quicker sim action. As we're under 3 minutes left in the game, penalty on Mutai will force them back. Although they then convert with Lazard 19 yards. 17 more to Irv Smith, -3 to ETN. Throwaway 3rd and 13. Another throwaway for the angry Jalen Hurts. And I skipped through something because it paused for the 2-minute warning. 4th and 13, they go for it, and he throws the ball away. Okay. So we'll just let this continue. 2-yard rush for Sony Michel. 3rd and 11. We'll get 7. End up punting back the ball with not a whole lot of time left. 35 seconds to be specific. And Jalen will rush for 7. Just wasting time. 20 yards to Allen. Another throwaway. As this game sacked. Does that end it? That does. Julio Jones gets 33 as the game comes to an end. We do get a pretty sizable victory here against the Saints, so that should put us above them in the standings. We'll just need to see what happened in that Buccaneers game. But a great game around the board here for the Falcons. Running game definitely could have been a little bit better. Overall, it was actually a very well balanced attack between these two teams. We got 1 turnover, but somehow ended up with a lot more points. And it does look like the Buccaneers ended up winning. So we move up to 2nd in the division behind the Buccaneers by only half a game. Kind of. Actually, I don't know exactly how that would end up going, because they beat us and they've played less games. So maybe 1.5 games behind? Not exactly sure. Either way, we're still behind them as we now have our bye in week 12. I want to get through week 13, so we'll sim through 1 more game. And we will win our 4 of 5 games this episode. 21-14 against the Vikings. We took care of business throughout the first 2.5 quarters and then kind of coasted to the end. At least that's what the score sheet makes me think. But we still managed to get the job done. Matthew Stafford, pretty pedestrian kind of yardage with 211, but he did have 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked twice, and completed 70% of his passes. The running game, good game from Cook. A lot of carries, 25, but over 100 yards, averaged 4.7 yards a carry, and had a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Pickens had a touchdown as well as Hardman. They both had opportunities to have a dev boost, but they both needed 150 yards or 3 touchdowns, which obviously they did not get. Defensively, Nakobe Dean led us in tackles, and Quay Walker has been okay. I think we've had an improvement on the defense. I don't think he was as big of an impact as I was hoping he would have been. Tackles for a loss, we only had 2, Leonard Floyd and Jordan Davis. And we also had 2 sacks, 1 for Lorenzo Carter and 1 for Devontae Wyatt, who also had a potential dev boost, but he needed to have, I want to say it was 2 tackles for a loss or sack or anything like that, but he only ended up having the 1. So we had 3 chances, none of them came to fruition. Kicking wise though, 3 for 3 on extra points and no field goals attempted for Young Hoku. So that leaves us here week 14, where we are 2nd in our division with the same record as the Buccaneers. We probably, I would say, are half a game behind them due to us losing the first matchup of the season. So that means next episode we'll finish off the rest of this regular season with a chance of making the playoffs if our current success rate can continue. Again, today we won 4 of the 5 games from this episode. If we take a look at the standings, we are currently the 7th best team in the NFC. So as things stand right now, we are the 7th seed. That is up to change due to the fact that I didn't actually look at all these. Yeah, so these top 2 NFC West. So technically the Rams. So I didn't look through all these. So we might not actually be the 7th. We might actually be the 8th, dependent on the divisional breakdown, whatnot. But either way, we're still very close to a playoff spot. We'll need to continue our success and make sure that we do get ourselves into the playoffs, because like I mentioned, I don't know if Matthew Stafford will be back next year. If he is, how much does he regress? There is, again, no quarterback in this draft class for us to try to replace him. We only have Jake Fromm, who is a 61 overall, and he is the last remaining Georgia quarterback. So hopefully this team can come in strong this last quarter of the season and continue that throughout the playoffs. So make sure that you stick around to watch, see if that's what happens by going ahead and hitting that subscription button down below if you're not already subscribed. Take that the little bell icon thing, so that way you're notified of when these videos go live. State Only Challenge posted every Wednesday and Saturday. Also have the Cardinal Franchise posted every Monday and Thursday. So make sure you check that one out. I announced on the last Cardinal video that that series will be ending after this season. No matter if we lose in the playoffs or we win another Super Bowl. We're just doing 2 seasons because for year 1 we won the Super Bowl and we're back in the playoffs season 2. And so far on this channel, I have not lost a single playoff game. So I want to make sure that there's a challenge for the traditional series. So as soon as that one ends, I will be starting another one. So stay tuned for more information on that when that time arrives. But thank you guys for watching. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.